Hey friends, it's Taco Tuesday, so I'm making a Mexican-inspired meal. I'm actually not making burritos by hand. I'm using the Trader Joe's fat-free rice and bean burritos with some salsa verde on that, but as a side, I'm making a dish called Mexican quinoa that I saw Successes and Screw-Ups post about. I couldn't find the recipe and she was so kind in sending it to me. So thank you, Elena, for doing that. I don't have all the ingredients. I'm missing cilantro and a jalapeno, but I'm gonna make a little alterations on this using something else. But this Mexican quinoa that Elena posted about is from DamnDelicious. So let me show you the ingredients that go in it before I explain what to do. So obviously you're gonna need quinoa, some vegetable broth, you're going to need black beans and fire roasted tomatoes, you're going to need some corn. I'm using Trader Joe's roasted corn. Instead of the jalapeno, I'm going to add in some diced chilies. You're going to need garlic, cumin, and chili powder, salt and pepper to taste. And I have some cilantro in a tube, and that's what I'm going to be using instead of fresh. So those are all the ingredients, and believe it or not, I have this all in my pantry so I can make it tonight. I just saw it today, so I'm only missing a couple things. I think the chilies is a good substitute for the jalapenos. It won't be as spicy, but maybe I can throw in some red chili flakes because I know my husband likes it spicy. And I think the cilantro in a tube is a good substitute too. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this together. The first thing I'm going to do is rinse and drain these black beans. Okay, I have my 𝒂𝒏𝒏𝒆 collapsible strainer. I'm gonna put in my sink, and I'm gonna open up my can of black beans and rinse them and drain them before I start sauteing the garlic. Black beans. Now, if I wasn't on my 𝒂𝒏𝒏 green, the black beans and the corn would be 0 smart points. But because I am on my 𝒂𝒏 green, this is going to be higher in points. But I'm making it as a side dish, not a main. So that should be a little bit lower in points. You know what? This doesn't hook on, doesn't reach. So I'm just going to leave it in the sink and go ahead and start sauteing my garlic. Okay, I'm going to spray my 𝒂𝒏𝒏 skillet with some olive oil cooking spray. And then it calls for 2 cloves of garlic. And again, I'm using a product from Trader Joe's, the minced garlic in the little ice cube trays. These are great. It's a nice convenience hack. Putting 2 cloves of garlic in my pan, and I'll start that and let that melt. So once that starts melting, I have to add all the rest of these ingredients except for the cilantro, the avocado, and also lime juice. I forgot to mention lime juice. I don't have fresh limes. I do have fresh lemons, but I do have the real lime juice, so I'm going to put a splash in there at the end. So let me go ahead actually and shake this first and measure out 1 cup of the vegetable broth. Okay, have 1 cup of the broth. Now the garlic is breaking down and starting to smell fragrant. If you had real garlic and minced it yourself, you would want to saute it until it becomes fragrant as well. Okay. Then I need to add my vegetable broth, quinoa, black beans, tomatoes. I'm going to get a measuring cup to get this quinoa measured. Okay, measuring cup. adding the vegetable broth, the 1 cup of quinoa, and then you start adding all the rest of the ingredients. Fire roasted tomatoes, the black beans, which are draining right now in the sink. Okay, that goes in, and you're going to bring this up to a boil. This recipe is 4 servings, except I'm using it as a side, so I think I can get 6 servings out of this as a side because it would be smaller. I can see if you're going to use this as a main to add some chicken breast in there, some shrimp, and make it a heartier dish as a main. Okay, so then I'm going to add my chilies, the black beans, you can see my skillet, can't you? Yeah, make sure you can see it. Okay, chilies are going in. And now I'm adding the black beans that I rinsed and drained. That goes in. And I'm going to turn the heat up higher because this is supposed to come to a boil, and then I cover it and simmer it for 20 minutes. Okay, chili powder. I'm going to need a teaspoon of chili powder. And a 1/2 teaspoon of cumin. And then you're going to salt and pepper to taste. And this is starting to boil already. I always salt and pepper as I cook and then check it again at the end to see if I need any more salt or pepper. So I'm just going to put a little of the salt in and a little of fresh ground black pepper. And you know what? I think I will add the chili red pepper flakes, I should say crushed red pepper, since I don't have the jalapeno in there, and this will add a little heat. So I'm just going to add a few of those in there too. Now it's starting to boil. I'll let that go a few more minutes. This does make a lot. It says to make it in a skillet and cover it. I think I would have used a huge saucepan or my Dutch oven because then I have a lid to actually fit the top of those. I don't have a lid that fits these WW skillets. So I'm going to go ahead and find a top that will fit the skillet. Okay, found a top, and this is now boiling. I'm going to make sure all the quinoa is in there and not stuck to the side of the skillet. Oh, smells good. Taco Tuesday, gotta love Mexican food. My husband loves Mexican food. The first time we carried out food was from a Mexican restaurant on Saturday, one of our favorites. Okay, this is boiling. You can hopefully see that. I'm going to reduce it to a simmer and cover it and let it cook then for 20 minutes, and we'll check on what it looks like after the 20 minutes. I totally forgot to add in the roasted corn. I needed a cup of that. Not too late because it just started cooking. So I'm going to loosen up some. This is the Trader Joe's roasted corn. There we go, a cup of corn. Now I have all the ingredients. You know what? Let me make sure. Don't want to screw this up. Garlic, jalapeno, I use chilies, quinoa, vegetable broth, black beans, the fire roasted tomatoes, the corn, chili powder, cumin, and that is it. Everything is in, plus the salt and pepper. The avocado, the cilantro, and the touch of lime juice will be added at the very end, right before serving, as the finishing touch. So let me go ahead. The corn will be fine because it's frozen, it's already cooked. In the 20 minutes that this simmers, that will cook. So you know what? Sometimes you make mistakes and you have to fix it, and I did. Okay, the 20 minutes is up and it's time to do the finishing touches. Now the liquid is all absorbed. All that vegetable broth is absorbed into the quinoa. And I'm just going to give it a little taste to see if there's enough salt and pepper. That's really good. I don't think it needs any more salt and pepper. So I'm going to put a squeeze of cilantro in there. I'm supposed to use fresh cilantro, fresh lime juice, but since I just pulled this together and not leaving the house, we're just going to use what I have on hand. And then, can you see that? Yeah. And then just, ooh, the lime juice really brightened that up right away. You could smell the citrus. It smells so good. Okay, so this makes a lot. I actually think, let's see, if I cut this in half, yeah, definitely 6 servings for a side. That would be 5 Smart Points on the green plan, and that is using the olive oil cooking spray instead of actual olive oil. And I use the rest of the ingredients as far as the quantities, cup of corn, the whole can of tomatoes and black beans and everything. So again, the only substitutes I did was the jalapeno I didn't have, so I used chilies. I don't have a real lime, and I don't have a cilantro fresh, so I'm using what I had in the fridge. But you know what? It tastes great. It works. Sometimes you just have to adapt a recipe to make it work, and I'm not running out to the store, especially in this time, right? With when we're supposed to be staying at home. I just made a mess. And so I definitely am just doing what I have on hand. Okay, so that is my side, and this will be my dinner. 2 fat-free rice and bean burritos from Trader Joe's with Trader Joe's salsa verde on top of the burritos. So that's going to be my dinner, a burrito for my husband and I, and a side of the Mexican quinoa. So I'll go ahead and post the recipe on this so you can make this as well. One last thing is I'm supposed to add a half of avocado, but I'm not going to add it on top of this because it's so much. I'm just going to put a few pieces on our plate when I serve it. So this is great. Thank you, Elena, for posting this recipe today. And she has successes and screw-ups, and if you aren't following her, follow her. Thanks to Elena, I have a great dinner tonight for Taco Tuesday. No tacos, but definitely burritos and Mexican quinoa. I wanted to show you that this definitely makes more than the original recipe said 4 servings. I said 6. I gave my husband and I a good portion of this along with our burrito. And look at how much quinoa is left in the skillet. Yeah, this makes a ton. It's definitely more than the 4 servings on the original recipe. It's even more than the 6 servings I estimated, definitely 8 servings. So this is even lower in points. I said 5 Smart Points on green, thinking this was 6. I am even going to bring it down more and say 8, even 10 servings. So this isn't as high in points that I thought. I didn't realize the quantity this would make. And that happens when you make a new recipe and you know it says 4 servings and you see how large the servings are, you adjust it. So anyway, I forgot to put on the avocado on my quinoa. That's the finishing touch. So dinner is served. A nice meal thanks to Trader Joe's and Elena, Successes and Screw Ups. She showed me this recipe from, I think it's DamnDelicious. So now I'm gonna go eat my dinner. Have a great evening, stay healthy and safe. Ciao.